back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing a quick and easy brow tutorial. I know you guys have been asking me how I do my brow and also been asking me to do a brow tutorial for a very long time. So I wanted to make sure that I did get this video up for you guys. So if you guys want to see how I got this look, please keep watching. As you guys can see, I have very minimal makeup on today because I really wanted to focus on just the brows. So first we're going to go ahead and get started with the pencil side. So I'm going to be using this Anastasia brow definer in the color medium brown. What I like to do is I give my brow hairs a good brush. So as you guys can see, I am kind of missing a little bit of hair here, so that's where I do create my arch. So I'm going to be going in now and just filling in my brow. So what I like to do first, you can always do brow mapping, which is holding your pen here and starting point here, keeping it in the same spot, going over the pupil. That's where the arch should be. And then you can bring it down to the bottom of the nostril, and this is where your brow should end. So I'm a little short here, but I could always bring it down a little bit further. You can do this if you don't know where your beginning point, your arch, and your ending point should be, and it's extremely helpful. And what I like to do is I hold my brow up so that I can really expose the bottom part of my brow, so I can get really, really close to the hairs. And all I'm going to do is just basically frame the brow by doing a outline of the bottom part of the brow first, and I'm going to take my tail out a little bit further. And then I go on top and I do the same thing, following very, very closely to my brow hairs. Here's the part where you're going to start to create my arch. So see how I'm following it here? I'm going to have to create a little bit of an arch here. So what I do is I bring this out a little bit further here, and then I kind of turn my pencil downwards. So I just created that little arch right there. So I'm going to fill in the rest of my brow. And I go upwards right here just to make small hairline strokes. There you have my brow with just the pencil. So if you wanted to darken it, or if you wanted to make it a little bit more of a stronger brow, you can go in with the powder. So this is the Browsings. It comes with the wax, a dark wax, which is really nice, and it also comes with the powder. I'm just going to be using the powder with this with just a brow brush. Usually on a day-to-day, if I'm just like running errands or just going to lunch or something, I normally don't fill it in with the powder as well, but if I am doing like a tutorial or something like that, then I usually always fill them in with the powder after I do my pencil. So I'm going to go ahead and get started now with the Eyebrow by Benefit. So a really cool thing about this is it comes with a brush, and the brush is on the part that is the little grip, like when you hold on to it. And then if you undo it, the bottom has the little pomade right there. That's a kind of a cool thing. So what I'm going to do is I take my brush out of the little pocket, flip it over, pop it back in, and then I just hold it like a pencil, kind of like this. If you've never used a gel or a pomade, it goes a very long way. So you want to make sure you're not using too much. What I do is I always use the back of my hand to make sure how much product I'm going in with and make sure that I don't have too much, because this is waterproof. So you want to make sure that you are having the right amount when you go in, so that way it's not so hard to take off if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and brush this brow now. And they always say brows are sisters, not twins, so keep that in mind when you're doing your brows, because I think a lot of us do get pretty frustrated when one doesn't come out the same. So what I like to do is I start, when I'm using a pomade, I start where the thickest part of my brow is, so right about here. And then I'm going to go in and take it further into the middle of the brow. I'm going to get really close to my brow line on the bottom. And now we're going to go on top. And I'm going to curve that, going out a little bit more to match the other side as well. So now I'm just going to take what's left on my brush. I don't like my brows to be too dark, and this pomade is a little bit darker, so I'm just going to go in and kind of fill in that area that I created with the arch. Take a tiny bit more. I'm going to go into the inner part of the brow. And I'm just going to take my brush and kind of just push down right here because I do not have as much hair as I do on this side. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to push down and give it a wiggle so that it really drops the product. I usually always go in with the powder when I'm using a dip brow, just because I don't use a dip brow as thick as most people do. I just kind of use it to outline because it's waterproof, so my arch will stay there all day long. So I'm going to take my brow pencil and I'm just going to fill this in now with the brow zings. So I see a little part of the arch that is missing some product. So I'm going to go with my brush and just give it a little wiggle. And you guys can automatically see how that just dropped the product where it needed to go. I'm going to take this concealer from my Makeup Forever palette and my IT Cosmetics brush, and I'm just going to go right underneath this brow just to give it a nice clean look. Alright, and this is the finished look of my brows. So you guys can see one is a little bit more on the natural side when using a pencil and powder. This one's a little bit more graphic because I did use a gel pomade. But both of the looks are extremely nice. I do use them both depending on what I'm doing that day. So thank you so much for watching. Until my next video, I will see you guys soon.